I'm Felicity Bruce, Sabre Guest Artist. Thank you for joining me here at Cocoon Hair Design in Timaru in New Zealand. It's a wonderful, fresh evening. It's 6 p.m. here, so thank you for joining us in the winter moments. And behind the camera tonight, I've got Jess Groundwater, who's technical advisor for Sabre. So,
hey everyone.
Hi Jess. So Jess is going to be asking the questions. So if you have any questions, pop them in the chat. And if I don't get to them straight away, I will answer them after today's session. So today's session is called Curl Boss, because we want you to be the boss of curls, and so that you're confident in choosing the right kind of curl. So when your client brings in a picture, you know how to deconstruct those looks, what techniques to use, and what words you can use to describe some of those looks. So give me a thumbs up if you're scared of curls, or a love heart if you love doing curls. I'd love to hear your feedback along the way. And any questions, hit me up. So today I'm going to talk about some product combos, give some tips, go through some things that we like to do for some of the fashion shows, weddings, special occasion styling for some of those clients who have fancy parties. And so yeah, we're going to move quite quickly through some of these techniques, because you don't want to see me curl a whole head of hair, do you? So, right, to start with, this is the most classic technique. This is called twist wrap, and it's definitely one of my favorites. We use this a lot for setting, when we do vintage looks, rockabilly looks, half ups, half down, weddings, and definitely left out. We're going to comb through this, we're going to dress it out, and I'll show you how to make this look amazing. Okay, so let's get started. So what I've done first is I've done horizontal sections all around the head. So we've got this lovely mannequin, Randy. She is very, very good. She's got a nice, long, thick head of hair, and I've prepped it using Joy Whip Firm, and I've done that twice. So I shampooed it, I put the Joy Whip in, I blow dried it completely bone dry, then I re-wet the hair with Joy Whip Firm again, and I blow dried it again. Now, for some of you out there that have never done dry moussing, you need to be brave. Like, the mousses are just so, so good. You just saturate the hair and you dry them, and it does not go sticky. It's so
it
workable.
Feels really like soft. It feels good.
Yeah, and
so workable.
So workable. So if you can see through here, like, look how clean and silky that hair is. It's completely workable. So nothing crunchy. She does have really healthy hair. She gets regular Defy Damage treatments, because we do a lot of hot tool practicing on this mannequin. Or you guys might like to call them dolly heads. Okay, so I'll just do one little section where I'll use the setting pin, but the rest of it I'm going to leave out so that you can see how to do that. So the difference between the setting would mean more curl longevity, or more hold for your look for the day. It's kind of more of a party-proof way to set, especially for weddings. Okay, so we've got our tong, and it's a 26mm, so it's actually a classic tong, quite a small tong, but not the smallest. Now this little technique needs a bit of wrist action. So what I like to do is grab the hair like this. I have it wrapped around my wrist, and that's because my thumb needs to be underneath the section. So Jess, if you want to just come in. Okay, and then I twist it. I put my tong in, and I twist. And the action, or the words that I was taught a million years ago when I started hairdressing, was wrist, watch, wrist, watch. So every time you come around the tong, you're either looking at your wrist or your watch. So leave that in there for a few seconds, about 8 seconds. And I like to move the hair around the tongue so that it's not completely static. So we just take the tongue out.
Do you have any tips on how to not burn your little fingers?
Yes,
Is it
absolutely.
just practice?
Yeah, practice for sure. So some people like to use like heat gloves. I've got a little glove here. And they can be made out of all sorts of different fabrics. I prefer not to use them because I want to feel if there is any steam, any moisture. I don't want any moisture or steam to burn the client, and that happens. So you need to ensure that this whole hair is dry. So that was pretty quick, pretty easy, wasn't it?
Super speedy.
Super speedy, okay. So I'm going to whiz through this section here. So we've got a horizontal section. Now I'm going to grab that from underneath. Again, my thumb is going to be under there. I'm going to twist it over. Get my tongue. Whoops, we've got a cord issue. So wrist, watch, wrist, watch. But for you guys, you're seeing it the opposite way. So it's how I see it. There we go. So you can see it's got a little twist on the barrel. And see how I'm moving it, making sure that, that's not static. Now this time, we're going to let it cool in our hands. And then we are just going to pull it out. So see how I just give it a little wee pull? That's going to be our beautiful curl. All right, moving into our next section. So section size will determine how tight your curl is going to be. So I like to do roughly around about 1 inch. I use my thumb to measure. So thumb, beautiful hairdressing hands, hairdressing nails. I'm not great with the old manicures. I'm a musician. So we go back in again, twist. Each time we go around the barrel. So it can actually be quite quick. So this technique, when I'm doing it before like putting the hair up, I could do a whole set in 20 minutes on speed, or I can just do a 30-minute set. So it doesn't actually take that long. I prefer to shampoo and blow dry and prep my hair. A lot of hairdressers will say, you know, come in with dirty hair, or come in with it like washed the night before, or wash it in the morning. I don't trust what my client is using. I want to use the shampoo that I love, the conditioner that I love. I want to make sure that that's not too heavy. I want to put the prep in, all the moussing, double moussing. But if you're time poor, I definitely recommend going in with the weekend hair and giving it a really good zhuzh up with that, and then do your dry mousse. So you can use Power Whip or the Joy Whip firm. So wristwatch.
Do you have any tips on how to not avoid, to avoid getting a line from your tongue?
Yes, definitely. And I'm going to talk about that with using straighteners. So being aware of all of the surfaces of your tool is really important. So knowing when you're going to put the barrel in, and of course keeping it away from the client's face. I'd love to do a course on creative techniques using the marks. That would be really fun. So give me a thumbs up if you'd love to see that, because the tongue here sometimes is a bit surplus, the actual clamp, but also sometimes you need to use it to get that tension and let it set. So about 8 seconds around the tongue, 5 to 8 seconds, and then just bring that curl down. See how it's dressing out already. It's looking pretty cool. Okay. So you can see how this could be quite a quick technique to do in the salon. So as I'm working up, I'm breaking those sections. I'm going one section at the ear, two sections above that, three sections above that, and then I'll go to four sections. So we've done our little twist. So let me know if you want me to slow down. I can do like a nice slow-mo. But avoiding those little tongue marks is key. So let that set, let that cool.
Just got a wee question here for you, Fliss. Do you set with hairspray? And if so, what's your favourite?
Sometimes I do set with hairspray, but that's if, you know, like we're doing fashion week or something like that, and I haven't been able to prep the hair myself. So I love using Joy Mist Medium. I find it really workable. Sometimes I'll use Flip Turn because it's drier, and it's just really fun. You can brush it out really well. You're not going to get anything sticky. We don't really want sticky curls. So I don't know if anybody's been following, but I hope you have. We've been doing a whole series of fundraising shows for breast cancer, Fashion for a Cure. And some of these shows have been incredible. So they're throughout New Zealand. We've got some local teams working on these. And with some of the looks, we have to do techniques like this. So I really encourage people to practice. I will, if you're on my team, I'll send a little step-by-step and everybody will practice. And so far, everyone has come in knowing all the techniques and I can just leave them to it. But curling is one thing that people can see, but they don't practice. You know, they think, oh yeah, I think I know how that's done. And when it actually comes time to do it, they go to the same technique that they always use. So that's why it's really, really key to keep practicing. Something I recommend for people who are scared of burning and burning themselves is with a technique like this, practice cold. So have your tongue off and just keep wrapping. So put
That's
the
a
tongue,
really good idea.
yeah, and because you won't burn yourself, you go wrist watch, wrist watch. Then you can practice your tension, the elevation, the direction of your tongue. So we're doing everything horizontally. So with the horizontal, we're going to get some really beautiful root lift as well. But not too much. We don't want too much. Cool, we'll pull that out. So I was really lucky to have started my apprenticeship back in in the 1900s, in I think it was 1997, 98. And so we did so much setting. We did tongue work, we did hot rollers, and perming. And the one thing that I learnt with perms and tongue, you know, all that work, is actually how to identify an S bend or a curl. And that's really crucial, like to testing, you know, how that curl is going to be, what the longevity is going to be, what the direction of that curl. And I'm going to talk about that a bit more with the next technique, but we'll get through this one. So we're going through quite quickly.
Just going to have a wee question. Do you use hot rollers?
Absolutely. I love hot rollers, and I always turn up to a wedding with a couple of boxes of hot rollers because you just don't know when you might need that extra strength for setting. So some people's hair, and if you've ever worked on a fashion show and you've tried to curl someone's hair and it won't curl, hot rollers might come in and just give those guts that you need. Okay, so there's that one there. I'll let Jess focus on those little curls for a second, and I'm going to quickly whip out this set.
Nice and curly.
And I really love, like, when the client has come. So if you've got a bride, or somebody's got a special occasion, I always recommend two-toned colours. or really high impact colors, loads of shine, you know, get the gloss on it with Lumishine Demis. We've done that today in some of these mannequins. These colors, oh gosh, they were done, washed, you know, a couple of times a week at least. We've been probably using them every day this week because we are really inspired with curls again for some reason. So try and encourage your client to get a really beautiful color, because that's going to make your curls stand out. So if you can see with my set, I'll just quickly, sorry.
How long would you usually leave for it to cool down if you were going to do a full set?
10 minutes is enough.
Yep.
But if you've got more time, and it saves your bride, I would do her set first, and then do all of the other bridesmaids and the other people. And if you've got a special occasion, for sure, if you can leave it at least 30 minutes to let it set. I've even had people have their set done, go and have lunch, and then come back and get that dressing out. So as you can see,
awesome.
Look at the contrast of the set. Let's bring her over. So look how much bounce we've got just by putting in those little clips. So much bounce.
So amazing. Yeah, like the colours do look so good.
And you can see all of the bounce in the S curl because of the contrast of the colour. And because that curl's had so much time to set, it's smoother. So let's look at this side, because I have pulled it out. It's fluffy. So that's why it's really crucial to let those curls set. Where's my little guy? Okay, right, now we come in for a little bit of dressing.
Would you use the same technique for shorter hair?
It depends on the length. If it is quite short, I tend to, well, it depends again on your result, how much, you want to, how much bounce or lift or short, you don't want to shorten the look too much. But the great thing now is that movement is really popular. So somebody having more curls around the face is so beautiful and trendy. It highlights all your bone structure and it looks great. So yeah, definitely recommend it on short hair as well. As long as you can get a couple of wraps, for sure.
And you'll get the same effect.
Yeah. Okay, now we're going to use our wonderful humidity blocker to dress it out. So this guy is so awesome. He has a lovely hold factor of 3. And why I like using him is that I'm going to work through this look. So I don't want to see anything dusty. I don't want to see anything crispy. And I want to be able to work my comb and my product through. All right, yum. I love doing this. This is like my favorite thing. Because it means that if I've set it properly, it's going to look amazing. And here's a wee tip. So once you've combed it all through, you can use like a wide tooth comb or a dressing brush. I'll get like that, natural boar bristle brush. That's fine to use as well. See how that doesn't take out my curls? But I'm using my hand at the back to support what I'm doing. And then before I'm finished, I like to twist it around in my hand like that, just in the ends, just for now.
Yeah, it looks so good.
And those ends look really beautiful, don't they? Oh, there's a little knot there, just as I say that. Okay, I'm going to turn it around again. Look at how much wave we've got. Isn't it stunning? Okay, and here's one of my other favourite tips. We've got this beautiful wave here. We want to set it. I'm just going to use my hairspray and lightly dress it, and then use the can to cool that wave. Look at that. Beautiful set. And same again, you can even spray and wrap. So much shine.
It's like perfect with ball season coming up as well.
Absolutely.
Great look for that, and weddings and whatnot.
Okay. And again, that's still workable. That spray is in there. So a bit of backcombing if you need it. But she has got a gorgeous wave happening there. Now let's just look at the contrast with the other side. So we've got so much bounce on our right hand side. So I would have this right hand side ready in the morning. If she had something on at 6 o'clock and it was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I might go for this side. So it's only a couple of hours and it'll be perfect straight away. And a lot of clients freak out. So you don't want to have it looking super, super stiff and set because you know it'll drop, but the client may not. All right. So that's that little one there. Jessie's going to have a little look for you.
It's looking so amazing. So glamorous.
So glam.
Whenever we look at some of the other products that we're going to be using today, I'm sure everyone must agree that all the new products look amazing, very visually appealing.
And the smell, the fragrance.
Beautiful.
Such a gorgeous fragrance.
Do you have a favourite of the new products, Fliss?
Absolutely. Heat Hero. Heat Hero is my bestie. I just love using it.
He is a pretty cool guy.
Thanks so much, guys. So next one here, our technique is actually a horizontal and vertical wave. So this one might take a little bit of watching. So what we've done is we've prepped this mani with Joy Gel Firm, so from wet. So when she was wet, I have put the Joy Gel Firm in, blow dried it dry, and then gone in with the, what do we use? Joy Wet Firm, which is my fave. And then so we've got a bit of double the strength, double the flexibility though, and movability. So with the Joy Gel Firm, it's my favorite to set with. It is so invisible. Like when you're putting it in, you're like, I'm putting gel in long hair, but it just dries so silky and beautiful. We just love it. All right, so this one is going to be the grungy one, and I've also got one that's going to be the glam one. So I'll go through this nice and quickly. So we're doing horizontal first at the roots. The tail is there. We pull it slightly towards us. Then we're going to come back out. And slide it out. Turn it horizontal. And turn it vertical. So see how crinkly and crispy and fun that looks? It's going to be really grungy. Okay, so I will go through this quite quickly because I've got the same technique with the other mannequin as well. So tail out through there, and then we turn it away from ourselves towards the mannequin, tails over here. We bring it back to horizontal, tail is here, and see how my sections around the top, around the flat iron are always tidy. So this technique is really, really quick for waves. If you just want to leave it really messy, beachy. And I'm not clamping. That's one of the key things with using your flat irons is actually, see, I can sometimes slide it open. We don't want clamps because that also helps mark our beautiful hairstyles. And I cringe when I see hairdressers gripping hair like so tight like that. Like, what do you think that's doing to the hair? Plus, sometimes when you get those marks in the hair, you just can't get them out. We were actually going to demo a dry mousse on here, but the room is so cold that we keep getting condensation. So if you see a little bit of steam, stop and get the hair dry out and give it a dry. Horizontal, vertical, horizontal, vertical. And then you're going to finish off those little ends with a bit more of a twist. So we've got like beautiful ends at the bottom.
I've just got a wee question here.
Okay.
What are your tips and what would you suggest for clients who have...
Well, we always have these clients, don't we, who want loads and loads of body. So you want to get the root lift, but not the mark. Again, being aware of where your plate is and the beveling on the sides of your plates, that is going to help you get the root lift. It's not the barrel, always the barrel, it's the plate here, through here. So if you can see, I'm using the plate at the bottom. Sorry, I'll try and use the other side.
Do you want me to move?
Yeah. I'll go out. So see there, I'm lifting it up. That's what we do, and then we turn it. So there's no marking. That is where you get your root lift. So if you've got somebody with hardly any hair, that's the best way to get that root lift in there. And it's a wonderful thing to teach a client, because once they can do that, then they are away, they're happy with their hair, and they are feeling like they've got as much volume as they possibly can get themselves. All right. Thanks, Jess. Yeah, time. Cool. All right. So you can see that that one's really super grungy, and I'm only doing like 180 degrees. So 180, 180. Right. See how wiggly that is? Cool.
Dolly switch.
Dolly switch. So she's going to be our grungy textured one, and this one is going to be our glam. See how we've got more of that S-bend, that curl, and it's more defined, it's glossy. Cool, so we come in again. I just have to use the hair dryer, the condensation. So again, all of these mannequins have been prepped with Heat Hero. We love Heat Hero. So I go through and work all the Heat Hero through before I start. I don't do it section by section. I come through and work it when I do my prep. I do the mousse or the gel, I do the second mousse, and then I do the Heat Hero, and then I know that I can come in straight away and get the flat irons on the go. All right, root lift. Now we're doing a 360 with this one. So the tail was there, it's going to be right towards me now. So glide it towards you. See how I've got heaps of slip? Now, this one can do your head in. All right, now we're going vertical. Tail towards me. Tail all the way towards me again. And I'm just going to finish that off. So that's only horizontal, vertical. Isn't that a beautiful curl?
It's amazing.
I love this curl. So you can see
So classic.
horizontal, vertical, horizontal. Awesome. So who out there is scared of doing curls for styling in the salon? I'd love to know. We have little sessions that we book in the salon so that everybody gets a chance to practice different techniques. And if there's any salon owners out there, I would suggest writing down a list of the type of curls or get some images off Instagram or Pinterest and deconstruct them and then redo them on your mannequin head or on a model. Because there's some really beautiful waves and curls online now. And that's what your client's going to bring in. They're going to ask for that. See how I can move it? We're not clamping. So sliding up and down. The hair is so clean. So turning it away. And then we come back, horizontal again. Give me a thumbs up if you've ever tried this technique. I love it. I also love it because the client can see straight away what you're doing. So in regards to setting, I find that this curl can be set using horizontal pins across the S-bend. I just want to give Jess another shout out because she is literally climbing all over this mannequin head to try and give you the best close-ups. So she's doing a wonderful job, and I hope that you guys can see what we're doing.
I want you guys to feel like you're here, so hopefully it's working.
Another thing that people do is they rush the flat iron stage. If you think of it as a tong, you leave it on the tong a lot longer than you do the flat irons. Some people will come through and just do it so fast. Look at that beautiful S-bend. It's so gorgeous.
So amazing.
Now back to my perming days, I'll show you what I mean by S-bend in case anyone out there doesn't know what I'm talking about. And when I was a little baby apprentice and they would say, go and check my perm, I would have no idea what they meant until somebody showed me it's the bounce. So see, at the moment it's straight. So we've got no real bounce. It's got nice smooth texture. Right, we come in, we're going to root lift, horizontal. We're going to slide it down, bring that tail towards us. I'm doing this really slow. Okay, cool, no clamping. So I'm going to bring it out now. And I'm going to show you, look at that. Look, I can see all that root lift there and I'm happy with it. It looks great. So then I can come through and do my vertical. Now, one thing, if you're doing this technique is you cannot recurl the sections because it's like when you curl a ribbon and you can keep curling it and curling it, it's like going the opposite way of the curl. And many people, I've seen them try and do it, so you need to practice this one so that you have 100% confidence that each section is finished. Okay, so I've got a big section over the crown so that we don't have any split. So come in with some root lift. We're going to go 360 degrees. I'm turning my plates. That means that the tail is facing back towards me. Horizontal, sliding. So something I like to do is hold my tail to make sure that my section is nice and clean. Having a look here at the plaits, that is so nice and smooth. We're not clamping. We're coming back and we're going to do horizontal. Again, nice and smooth. And we get a nice bit of curl through there. All right, guys, that's that little one through there. Probably go to the water. Yeah, right, so we'll just dress her out. And just so that we don't take up all of your time this evening, because I've got some pretty cool, fun stuff for you to see, I'll just show you how to dress it out. So we've got our big comb. And I'm going to loosen it up first. And this is the glam one. So I would use like Blonde Life Glow, you know, a serum to come through and help me dress that. So you can set it in the waves if you want to, but for me, it's all about big hair. You know, loosening up those curls. I love that one. That one looks amazing.
It's so great.
Okay, and then you're going to finish using your finishing spray, flip turn, or the Joy Mist Firm. Spritzing. And if I was going to use flip turn, which I'm going to use on my other one of the coolest things about flip turn is it gives you a clue for how to use it. Dolly swap. Okay, remember this is our grungy one. So I'm going to get out my favourite product. How many favourites have I got?
All of them.
So every single product is my favourite. All right, so beach shape. I love it. Medium to thick texture here, and it's so glossy and waxy. So spray it in. And I am not afraid to use this guy. I love loading up the hair and then getting in and dressing it out. Look how cool and grungy and beachy that look is. Like you've got instant beach waves.
So cool.
So fun. Can you guys see all the texture that's happening in there? And you get a lot of gloss and wax on your hands, so you can come through and use that around your hairline and around your partings. And that's something we love using in the fashion shows as well. So
Great for the wee flyaways.
What's that?
Great for the flyaways.
Great for the flyaways. Right, flip, lift it up and come in from underneath. Look at all that body. Yum, yum, yum. One of the looks that we did for Aoraki breast cancer for a cure, it was huge curls. So I'm going to take some photos after we finish, and I'll put those up online for everyone to have a look at. And now, yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, we've got our next mani swap. Woo-hoo.
Last but not least.
All right. And sticking with our grungy texture, we've got this beautiful undercut, and so many people have one curl. I see it all the time. They just want to do the quick little bend in it, and I mean, it looks great, but your client might want something that's a bit more individual. This mannequin's really, really porous, so she feels quite cold. So I'm going to do a water wave technique. So it's all horizontal, and it's an under and over technique, and we're using a herringbone sectioning, so which means that it's crisscrossing throughout the hair. So I'm going to go super quick, because this one, when we do it in the salon, should take, I don't know, 10 minutes to whip through with the flat irons. And it looks really, really good with Richard Manners' Downtown Undercut. So I believe that might be on Joico under the education. So we've got horizontal, flipping it right over and flipping it under, water wave. Watching those
Amazing.
ends. And so quick.
So quick.
Give me a thumbs up if you guys have tried this technique. It's commonly done on long hair, and that's like that mermaid kind of water wave look. But I really love it for short hair, and I feel like short hair has sort of been left out when it comes to this kind of technique, and especially short hair.
Like short hair can still have curls.
Yeah.
They don't need to miss out on the fun.
Get your tiny little mini flat irons onto it and do some fun texture, because they're so sick of just being straight.
Such great body as well.
Instant, yeah. And we're just working quickly up. So this little mannequin here, I think she's Kim, isn't she? So
Yep.
Kim
We've got Kim here.
has been prepped using Joy Gel Firm and Heat Hero, who is one of my favorites.
One of the many.
It's been kind of funny because like we've got a team of 8 here at Cocoon, and everybody's got a different favorite, and it's been really quite cool because we are all inspiring each other to use different products that we probably don't use. Humidity blocker is a go-to for us. Like, you know, we want those hairstyles to last. We don't have a lot of humidity in Timaru, but we do have some hot temperatures inside, people under heat pumps, things like that.
I think my personal fave at the moment, you know, it could definitely change, is definitely Rise Up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, Jess is stealing the thunder because we are going to. I think we'll just be inspired by Jess and do a little bit of Rise Up as our dressing technique, dressing product for this. So under, over, and it's so quick. I kind of liken it to a bit of a weave perm. So back in the day, you know, the late 90s, we loved doing weave perms. So that was when we used to weave out some of the sections of the hair. All right. Look at that shine.
Ours has beautiful shine. What colour have you got on Kim today?
So Kim just got a lovely little gloss with Lumishine Demi and 6RR with fat volume. She was
Beautiful.
looking quite faded yesterday. So this haircut was, oh gosh, I think it was like lockdown last year. I was practicing in my laundry. So I took a whole bunch of dolly heads home and did some haircuts. And this is one of the haircuts that I loved practicing. So she has been all sorts of colors. And I thought for you guys, you know, I love reds, I love coppers. I would love to show you something shiny and edgy with this. So one thing I do towards the end of the section is I give it a slight taper or a bevel. All right, we're coming to the front now. Fun. So it's pretty quick, isn't it? All right, so horizontal, under, horizontal, over. Now, as I'm coming to the end, I actually bring it on an angle. See how I'm not quite horizontal, a little bit more diagonal? And see how that just gives the ends a bit more shape.
Just gives them a beautiful finish, really, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I want it to have a cool texture on the ends. So the ends are really important as well as that root lift. Having control of your sections always is key. So if it's messy, beautiful, clean section in your hand that you haven't worked through with your comb, start again, because it's going to be fluffy and you don't want that. Well, at least that's the look, but Look how shiny it is.
So amazing.
And there we go. So I'm going to shape it this way. Cool. And what do we have here? We've got
Oh,
rise
right.
up. All right, so a little bit of I jet it through the roots. Little squid through there.
It's just so easy with that little application.
Oh, the applicator is so great. So that's quickly through the roots, and then I like to work it through the ends. Again, so a little bit more squirty. Puff that powder through. Now we do some zhuzhing. And it's just so fun. So Kim likes to wear her hair over to one side.
She's quite stylish, isn't she?
Yeah, she's great. And this technique as well is great for backcombing. So you can come in and put in a little bit of backcombing, give that shape a bit more hold. But look at all the root lift, it's so fun. And then just a little bit of hairspray. But you could put body shake or beach shake or hair shake in it if you want to dress it out. There's so many options with stylers, the Joico stylers. And if you haven't seen Guardians of Glam, I recommend you get on because you will be so inspired to pick up every single product and give it a go. And work on combos. What do we think of Kim?
She's looking
She's
good.
pretty
With that beautiful
good.
shine. It's amazing.
Something else I wanted to show you super quick is with your setting is using a diffuser or a sock. It's really good with curls if you want to bring the body back up. So you spritz it down with like hair shake and then you put your sock on. And so the sock or the diffuser is heat without wind. So you can use this right in there. And I do this a lot with setting with the curls. See if I've got little flyaways. Give it a bit of a spritz. And that's it.
Yay.
Awesome. So thank you guys so much for joining me today. I've had a wonderful time creating some curls for you and lovely techniques. So stay tuned because I'll put some photos up of the finished looks. We'll have Kim looking pretty fancy. And thank you again to Jess. It's awesome that you've been here helping me out. And I think that there's something pretty amazing on Monday. So Carolyn Gahan, she is such a clever lady. I love whatever she does. She's always so forward with her progressive looks. So she's on Monday on Sabre Education Experience Forum. So tune in. Again, thanks so much.
Thanks, Felicity.